measurement of the walls. Okay, we already done some part of it in the substructure. Okay, so you already know some of the topics. Okay, we can go quickly through it. This is the NRM section which deals with the masonry walls. Okay, and there can be different types of masonry walls. Okay, and we will have a look at them. You can see the types over here as well. Okay, but I will show you in more details, but this is section 14 of the NRM2. Okay. Okay, so for measurement of the walls, if you are calculating the blocks, the wall itself, not the plaster, not the paint. Okay, if you are calculating the wall itself, the blocks for the wall, then we use the center line. Clear? Even here you saw that when we are calculating the concrete, we use center line. When we use the formwork, we use something else. Clear? Okay, so center line for the wall itself. Okay, the block, if it is made up of block, if it is made up of concrete, then again center line, but this is only for the concrete. Okay, of the wall thickness. Okay, what else? So using the center line method already accounts for the intersection between the walls. When you are using the center line, so the portion of the intersection is already included. Okay, so we don't have to do double counting, or we don't miss anything. Okay, because we are using the center line from both directions. Okay, and this is the rule. Obviously, people who made the rule, they already looked at these things. Okay, this method is used for all types of walls unless it is mentioned by the engineer or the contractor that we will measure in some other way. Okay, so you see the drawing of the walls or the plan. Okay, the first thing you will do is you will include you will use the center line method. Okay, but this is the default. You don't have to ask about it. Okay, and it is very important for the external walls and the foundations. Okay, because under the external walls you can have the ground beams and these things, and you have the waterproofing as well. Okay, so their measurements are very important. They are very costly as well. If you have cavity walls, I have shown you earlier cavity walls, right? What does it mean? Anybody? Yeah, so there is some space between the two types of wall, and here they are saying each face of the wall is a skin. So I have this skin and this skin, between them I have the cavity or the space. But so if you have a cavity wall, each skin or each side will be taken center line separately. And the same thing for the cavity as well. Okay, so I have blocks here, blocks here. I'll calculate blocks of this side using this center line, right hand side. And I'll calculate blocks for this side using this center line, left hand side. And if I'm putting some material inside the cavity, then use the center line of the wall itself, center of the center. Clear? Okay. So for cavity wall, it will be number of the measurements will be done multiple times. One for each side, then one time for the cavity. Okay. You know the substructure and the superstructure are different. Okay, one is above the floor level, the other one is below the ground level, below the floor level. Sorry. So here they are saying when you are calculating the walls at the floor level, we put DPC. What is DPC? Yeah, damp proof course for the moisture. Okay, for water penetration. So anything which is under the DPC is considered as substructure. Anything which is over the DPC is considered as superstructure, and it will include the foundation, the basement walls, if you have a basement, obviously. Okay, so although basement has its own slab, basement will have its own columns, basement will have its own beams, still it is counted where? Under substructure. Okay, so anything which is below the floor level, even if there are 2 floors or 3 floors, like you have underground parking or something, it is still substructure. Okay, and masonry things which are under the floor level, and any ground floor construction depending upon the drawing and the design. Okay, above DPC is this one, and above DPC you will have external walls, internal walls, floors on the upper floors and floors on the roof. Okay, some of you are doing it, right? And the floors on the roof, I don't know what is the terminology here, but if you look at any books from our side, Pakistan, India, you will see the term parapet wall. So the small wall you have like this up to here, three, like 1 meter wall which you keep on the roof to prevent falling. So they are not full walls. Okay, so all of them will be part of superstructure. Okay, for the case of in NRM, masonry is not separated for substructure and superstructure. We know the concrete is, right? There are different categories of concrete. One applies to column, one applies to foundation. Okay, for masonry in NRM, there is no such thing like this. So the same section 14 and the same item of masonry will give you the description of the wall, superstructure as well as substructure. Got it? Okay, so you don't have to look into different sections for different type of structure. Okay, so that means what? I can make BOQ of the entire masonry from under the ground till the top floor as one quantity. Okay, unless you have a change here. Okay, maybe there is a change in material. So the masonry which is under the ground is different material, over the ground is different. Maybe external wall is different, internal wall is different. Okay, so if you have material change, then obviously you will make two BOQ items. Okay, you have construction method different. So here you are using solid blocks, here you are using cavity wall. So the construction method is different, obviously BOQ item will be different. The cost rate is different, which is very often. Okay, when the contractor is building something at the ground level, he will give you different rates. If he is building the same thing at the top level, he will give you different rates. Okay, which rates will be higher? The upper one, right? He has to bring the blocks and the labor to the upper floor. Takes more time, takes more effort. Now you may have seen on the sides they put a crane or they put a slide, okay, to transfer the material. So this is an extra cost, okay, and you have to take care of the safety as well. As you go up, your safety requirements increase because there's a chance of falling and there's a chance of dropping on someone, hopefully by accident. You can just drop as well. I don't like this guy. Or so for some reason the engineer on the contractor said that this item must be separate. For what reason we don't know. Okay, but they said, okay, give me separate estimate for external wall, give me separate estimate for internal, or give me separate estimate for first floor and ground floor. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, the last thing, damp proof course, which is the limit between the substructure and the superstructure. Normally it is 150 millimeters thickness. Okay, it goes under the wall. Okay, and the main function of damp proofing course is to prevent moisture from the ground to go into the structure. Okay, it goes into the wall and then it can destroy the entire structure. Okay, and the material requirements under the ground and over the ground are normally different. You don't use the same material, and the type of DPC will affect these things. Okay, mortar is what you use to join the blocks. Okay, so if you have seen wall construction, they will put the block, then they will put some material on it. Okay, some light concrete, okay, which does not have aggregates. So that is called as mortar. Okay, so mortar is used for joining the blocks in the wall. It acts as a joining material, binding material. Okay, so based upon your DPC, your mortar specification can change. The ratio of sand and cement and water can change. Okay, wall ties. If you are using, if you have a cavity wall, you can use ties between them. Or if you feel the walls are very high, we need to connect them. Okay, so DPC will also affect the choice of that, and any insulation material you are using. Okay, so on the outside of the wall we use insulation material for preventing the heat, right? Okay, so the choice of that material will also change depending upon DPC what you are using. Okay, you have to always mention whether it's a substructure or superstructure, because the prices are normally different, the materials are normally different. Okay, below DPC is normally more expensive because of moisture issues, water going into the structure, you have to prevent it, you need to cover it. Okay, and above DPC is standard rates of block work. Okay, and yeah, this is it. Any questions? Everybody has done the attendance?